Are you looking to integrate OpenPhone with Pipedrive so you get incoming text, outgoing SMS, and even call recordings into your CRM? Well, today I'm going to show you how to accomplish that using Zapier. Hi there, I'm Andres. I work at Connex, and we are an automations and integrations agency. So we can help you automate and streamline your workflows. Look at the link in the description below to book a free discovery call with us to discuss your integration project. Now, let's jump into Zapier to see how to integrate OpenPhone with Pipedrive. If you're considering OpenPhone for your company, subscribe using the link in the description below, which is this one, and that will give you access to a free 7-day trial. Plus, if you upgrade to a paid plan, that will give you a 10% discount on your plan. Today, I'm going to show you how to build workflows like this one on Zapier to bring text, incoming and outgoing, and call logs into Pipedrive. The first thing is we are going to open a new Zapier window. And once you created a free account on Zapier and logged in, this is the interface that you will face. So let's go to create and click Zaps, which are automated workflows. Let's focus in this second part and go into the trigger and action area. So on Zapier, when we plan for workflows, we usually go with the formula. When this happens, do that. So in this case, what we're looking to do is whenever we receive an SMS, or whenever we send an SMS, or whenever there is a new call recording, to bring that information into Pipedrive. So let's look at the trigger and see what we have for OpenPhone. So we look for the OpenPhone connector. And these are the triggering events we have for OpenPhone. So we have call recording completed, incoming message received, and outgoing message delivered. Let's start with the incoming message received. Let's click continue. We connect our OpenPhone account, and then we set up the trigger, selecting which number we are going to use. I only have one number in OpenPhone, so I'm going with this. Click continue, and then test trigger. What Zapier is doing now is trying to pull an existing record, or it will provide a demo record so we can understand what kind of information comes together whenever OpenPhone triggers Zapier. So for example, whenever we receive an incoming message on OpenPhone, we will receive these fields: where it's coming from, where it's going to, the body, the direction, and more information that we may find useful. Once we got this information, we need to associate it to someone on Pipedrive. So usually we go with a person because we store phone information at the person level. So I'm going to click continue with select the record and look for the Pipedrive connector. The event we are going to use is find person. Click continue, select account, and let's set up this action. So the field we're going to search by is the phone, because that's the unique identifier we get from OpenPhone. And hopefully we have this phone entered into Pipedrive as well. So we are going to search by phone, and the phone we're going to use is the one coming from OpenPhone. So I'm going to map this field from OpenPhone. I want this to be an exact match, and I don't need to create a person if it doesn't exist yet. So let's click continue and test step. There you go. A person was found. It's belonging to the Garcia Marketing Organization, and the name is Paola Garcia. If I go to Pipedrive, I can see that, yes, I have this person associated to this organization that is associated to this deal. Now we found the person, we need to find the deal associated to that person. In Pipedrive, deals are associated to organizations and not people. So we will need to use the organization instead of the person. Hopefully, this find person in Pipedrive action brings also the organization information together with the payload. So the next step I'm going to use is Pipedrive event, find deal. Let's click continue, continue, and the field we are going to use is organization. If I click here, Zapier will show me existing organizations pulled from Pipedrive. I don't want this to be static, so I don't want all messages to go into this organization, but I want this to be dynamic. So if I have a different contact associated with a different organization, I want that message to be stored as an activity there. So what I'm going to do is click here on custom and use the organization ID coming from step 2. So I'm looking here for ID, and the field we are going to map here is org ID value. Let's click continue and test step. Great, it found a deal, and this is all the information associated to that deal. Now, the last step is to create an activity in Pipedrive. So let's look for Pipedrive again, and the very last action is to create activity. There you go. I click continue, select my account, and then I set up the action. So this is an incoming message, and I will use the subject incoming message. Let's add an icon to this, something like this. And then I want the activity to be associated to an organization, to a person, and to the deal. And then let's add a note in here. I want to bring the body of the message here. And then I want to associate this to the deal. So I scroll up back again, and I select the deal. Again, I don't want to hard code the deal. So I want this to be dynamic, depending on the field that was associated to the person or to the organization. So I'm going to click custom here, and I'm going to map the deal ID coming from step 3. There you go. So this ID is the deal ID coming from step 3. Let's do the same for person, but this time the person is coming from step 2. And finally, organization is coming from step 2 as well. This is the person ID. There is an org ID down below. This may be confusing as the organization, the person, and the deal all have ID 1. But when you have more contacts and more deals, this number will change. There you go. Let's click continue. I'm going to put Zapier and Pipedrive side by side. I'm going to hit test step. There you go. An activity was created. Now, as you can see, Zapier is pretty flexible and customizable, so you can create your custom workflows for your company. In this case, I set up the action differently from here, but this is, again, customizable to your needs. So if you want to add different emojis or add more information than what you have, that's possible and doable with Zapier. Finally, to have this workflow running, you need to hit publish and you will be ready to go. Now I will show you in detail the other workflows I have for outgoing messages and call recordings. So going back to Zapier, this is the full incoming messages, and I added, and these are the same steps we've seen before. There is just only one more step here, that is a filter that only moves forward if the deal was found. This may avoid, some errors you may find if there is no deal associated to a person. Keep in mind that Zapier is pretty customizable, and if you want a different workflow, for example, an activity to be created always no matter what, this can be achieved as well. The second zap is outgoing messages, and what's different here is the trigger is not incoming message, but outgoing message. The payload is more or less the same. We have the from and to fields, as well as the body. But in this case, as this is an outgoing message, I'm using the to field here to search for the person instead of the from. And as well, I changed the action here to have a different emoji and a different from and to. Finally, for call recordings, call the recordings triggers for recording for outgoing calls as well as incoming calls. So the difference here from the previous workflows are first, of course, the event I'm using called recorded completed. The information we get from it are the from, the to, the duration, the direction of the call, as well as the file, MP3 file of the recording, and as well as the transcription of it. Now, as these triggers on incoming and outgoing calls, what I've used here is a lookup table that will pick the correct phone number depending if it's outgoing or incoming. So the app and event is formatted by Zapier. You pick up utilities, and the action is set up as this one. So if this is an incoming call, pick the from number. And if this is an outgoing, pick the to number. This will ensure that we are picking the correct phone number to do this find person in Pipedrive action later on. As you can see here, the find action setup, I'm using the output of step 2 to find the person using its phone number. Step 4, step 5 are pretty much the same. Step 6 looks like this. So I have the subject changed to call and a different emoji, as well as the note here includes the URL to the recording as well as the transcript. So I'm going to test this out to see how this looks like in Pipedrive. Let's go back to Pipedrive. And here's this example. So with this, your team is able to see all the messages in one place, as well as recordings and transcripts. What do you think about these workflows? Do you want something different for your company? Do you have different workflows or different ways to put notes down regarding calls? Let me know in the comments below, and I may build a tutorial to show how to build those workflows for you. Or let me know if you use other apps. Like, are you using RingCentral, but you need something more customized compared to the native RingCentral Pipedrive integration? Are you using Twilio? Or maybe you want other workflows, like, for example, whenever a contact is created in Pipedrive, you want that same contact in OpenPhone, so you don't find yourself in a situation that there are no names associated to a contact. Well, that's a different workflow we can explore building as well. To have more ideas about what are the possibilities with the OpenPhone and Pipedrive connectors on Zapier out of the box, I suggest you to go to zapier.com and use this search function to look for Pipedrive and OpenPhone. If you scroll down to the section of supported triggers and actions, this lists all the supported triggers and actions available out of the box on Zapier. If a trigger or an action is missing from this list, connect with me, because we may be able to put that on Zapier for you. So for instance, on Pipedrive, we can trigger off of new activity, new notes, new person, or updated deal stages, as well as looking for OpenPhone. We scroll down, and this is a list of supported triggers and actions. So for example, as an action, we can send a message, and this gives you the idea that we can send a message from Pipedrive notes, for example, or we can create and update contacts. That's it. To close this tutorial, remember that you can book a free discovery call with us to discuss your workflows. And if you want a 10% discount on your OpenPhone account, use the link below to sign up to OpenPhone. Cheers!